Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all for today's webinar. I'm so glad you've joined with us today. Whether you're an educator, a school administrator, a corporate trainer, or someone who's just passionate about making learning more accessible, this session has just been crafted just for you. First, a little bit about myself. I am Saravana. I bring over 6 years of experience specializing in webinar and online collaboration tools. I'm excited to share my expertise with you today and help you get the best out of Zoho webinar. Before we start, are you able to hear my voice and see the screen? Please confirm our Q&A, or you can also react by giving a thumbs up or thumbs down emoji. Okay, I can see a few thumbs up emojis on my screen. So without further ado, let's get into the session. Today, we're going to explore how Zoho Webinar can be your ultimate tool for delivering powerful, interactive, and scalable learning experience. We'll go through real use cases, practical tips, and even see how educators like you who have transformed their classrooms using this platform. Let's take a quick look at what we'll cover today. First, we'll ask the big question: why do webinars even matter in education? Then we'll get real about the challenges our educators face every single day through remote learning. From there, we'll explore how Zoho Webinar helps you organize your classes better, makes your sessions truly interactive, and actually measure whether your sessions are actually working. We'll wrap up with real world use cases and customer success stories of Zoho Webinar that will inspire you. We've packed a lot into this session, so let's move fast and keep the energy high. So, first, let's understand the importance of webinars in education. So, what are webinars? To simply put, webinar is a live or pre-recorded online seminar that enables real-time interaction between instructors, that is you, and your students or learners, regardless of their geography. But it's much more than a video meeting. Webinars in education serve three purposes. Webinars allow educators to deliver structured content, lectures, workshops, demonstrations to large audiences efficiently. A student in India can attend a lecture by a professor in New York in real time. It's no travel and no delay. With screen sharing, polls, and Q&A features, they bring back the classroom dynamic, even in a digital setting. For example, during the pandemic, schools and universities worldwide shifted to webinars overnight. Platforms that were ready saw a 300% spike in usage. Institutions that adapted quickly maintained continuity. For those who didn't, they've struggled a lot. So, why webinars matter in education? Geography is a barrier with traditional classrooms. However, with Zoho Webinar, it is not a barrier. You can be across the town or across the globe. Your classroom goes to your students. A traditional classroom can hold up to 30 students or even 50 students at max. But a Zoho webinar session can host up to 5,000 students at once. With one teacher, you get unlimited reach. It is that scalable. Educators can also schedule their session around their own schedule, and the students can tune in from anywhere, anytime, and on any device, whether it is a laptop, tablet, or even a phone. It is that flexible. Zoho Webinar offers interactive features such as allow to talk, emoji reactions, polls, Q&A, live Q&A, which turn passive viewers into active participants. In case if you do not want students to use any of these, you have the control to turn it off. You also get analytics. You get rich data on who attended, for how long, how engaged were they in the webinar, and also download these as reports. This data is simply impossible in a traditional classroom. You also have on-demand access. All your sessions can be recorded with ease with just a click of a button and made available for replay for the students who might have missed your class, or they just want to review the material that was in the class. You can share it to them with just one click. Again, this is also viewable for only to those who you share with. We are also very focused on privacy so that your recording doesn't go anywhere else. So, how can you organize your classes better? In Zoho webinar, we have the live and on-demand webinars. We have co-organizers, we have recurring sessions, we have easy ways of promoting your webinars. Let's go to our product and explain this one by one. When you log into your webinar account, you will be prompted with two options, either a live webinar or an on-demand webinar. Choose live webinar for real-time engagement, or go to on-demand webinar for flexible, self-paced learning. On-demand webinars are great for recorded tutorials, revision sessions, or onboarding new students. They can watch this video or attend the session whenever they want. You just have to simply upload your video and they will be having access to it. Now let's schedule a live webinar. You have to give a clear descriptive title, which will in turn improve your attendance. Students are more likely to register for your webinar if they know clearly what the webinar is going to be about. Let's say I create a session, Finance 101. I have to give a clear description about what the webinar is going to be about. Here, you can choose if you want live webinar or on-demand webinar. Next, we have is the recurring sessions. Let's say you have planned your classes for over a long period of time. Let's say I want this session to repeat daily, weekly, or even monthly, or even a custom time frame that you choose. You can easily do so by the help of a recurring webinar. Choose the frequency, the repeat, and you are done scheduling your recurring webinar. You can also choose the registration type over here. You can allow students to register once and attend any of the classes in your recurring sessions, or you can allow them to register and attend each session individually. It's that simple. Click schedule and you have scheduled your first class. Here, you have the option to add co-organizers. Co-organizers or teachers are similar to organizers. They have all the necessary permissions as the organizer. You can invite a teaching assistant or a co-facilitator to share the load. They can manage the chat, run polls, handle technical issues, answer Q&As, while you just focus on teaching your content. We also have amazing co-organizers in this session too. If you have any questions in between the session, please do not hesitate to use the Q&A tab to ask your question. Our panelists will be more than happy to answer your questions. Once you have given the basic information about your webinar, we have a new feature called branding. Here, you can customize your webinar registration page. The webinar registration page is the entry point for your students to attend your class. We have 4 different templates where you can choose any one of these and customize it to your liking. Let's say I click Start. You can brand your webinar registration with your institution's logo, add a banner. You can also choose the button style and the color. If you have guest speakers or your teaching assistants, you want to name them, you can add them as a speaker over here. Upload their photo, give them their name, give a short description, and you are done. They will be added as a speaker to your webinar, and the students will be able to view them. You can also easily promote your classes by the promote section. If you have enabled Zoho campaigns integration, you can promote it via Zoho campaigns using the integration. You can also copy the code snippet and upload it to your website and get registrations directly from there. You can also add source tracking to your webinar. Let's say if you want to add a LinkedIn, and let's say I want to add a Facebook link also. I can just copy this link and paste it on LinkedIn, and anybody who visits the link and registers using that particular link will be added as a count over here. This will help you understand where your students are coming from. It's that simple to organize your webinar. Now, how do you make your learning sessions interactive? What separates a great classroom experience from a normal, forgettable one is the interaction. The moment students stop being passive observers and become active participants, that is where the learning truly happens. So, how do you achieve that online? Zoho Webinar offers a lot of interactive features. We have session materials, annotators, polls, Q&A, emoji reactions, and also live stream features. Let's take a look at it. Under the engagement tab, you will be able to add your files such as PPTs, PDFs, and videos. Remember, students are more likely to learn better visually than just hearing you speak. So always carry a material for your class. To attach a file, click Attach Files. You can upload this file from your computer. If you have already uploaded it in your previous webinar or under the Files tab, you'll be able to find that file over here. You can also upload past webinar recordings as a file to this webinar so that you can reuse that webinar as a study material for your students in the new webinar. If you have integrated your WorkDrive account, you can simply transfer them from your WorkDrive account to your webinar account under the WorkDrive tab. Polls are a great way to check comprehension. You can launch a quick poll mid-session. Let's say what happens here, A, B, C, and the instant results will tell you exactly where your class stands. You can also gather feedback once the class ends using a poll. I can just click Add Poll. How was your class today? This lets me know how I can actually perform, how have I actually performed in the class, with 1 star being bad and 5 stars being excellent. And that's it. You've added your poll. This poll will be visible inside the webinar. Whenever you are ready, you can launch it. You can also customize the email sent to your students over here. You can send up to 3 reminder emails. They can vary from one week before the webinar or even as late as 2 minutes before the webinar. You can also customize them using the edit icon. We have lots of templates for you. You can use them and add your content to make it truly yours. After the webinar, you can also customize the thank you and follow-up email. If you want to include your recording of the session in the post-webinar emails, you can configure them over here. A classroom, the best part about the classroom is the question and answer settings. You have to enable them so that the students can actually ask questions. There might be situations where students are pretty shy to ask questions. If that is the performance of your class, you can allow anonymous questions so that students will be able to ask questions anonymously. You can also choose if you want to show the questions in the class to everybody present inside the class. It's that simple. Now that we have looked at all the interaction settings, now let's look how it actually works inside the webinar. Let me start the session. In this space, you can add your co-organizers or your teaching assistants and discuss with them on how to go about the class. Until and unless you click Start Broadcast, the students will not be able to see your webinar. First, we have the chat. Let me just start the webinar. First, we have is the chat option. We have two types of chat, organizer chat and public chat. In the organizer chat, you can contact your teaching assistants, discuss answers without the students being able to see them. Once you're ready with your answers, you can post it in the public chat where everybody in the webinar can see them. Next, we have the Q&A tab. Students can ask questions freely over here. You can also project questions that you seem important during the class and answer them in live. Remember the poll we added before the webinar? It will be present here. Whenever you are ready to start the poll, click Start. Let's say you want to add a new poll. It's the same process by clicking the Add button over here. To share material during the session, click on the Share icon. Here you will be able to share your screen or the files that you have uploaded. When you share your screen, you can also use the help of an annotator. You can draw on slides in real time, highlight key points, underline formulas, or even write answers on the virtual whiteboard. It's like having a smart board in every home. The attendee, the students and you will be able to react to the class going on. This is great for non-verbal feedback. If you don't want to be confined within the box of registrations and you want your classes to be public to everyone, you can live stream your webinar. Click on the live stream option over here and you can live stream it directly to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or even add a custom stream to publish it on your website of your choice. Just give the name, the server URL, stream key, and the event page URL, and you will be good to go. This is how you keep your session interactive during the class. Let me just quickly end this session. You have run a very interesting, fantastic, interactive session. But how do you actually know it worked? How do you measure the success of your sessions? The answer is data. Let's talk about how Zoho Webinar helps you measure success. We have various dashboards ranging from session count, session duration, and a lot of reports to help you understand how the session has actually gone. Let's look at them one by one. Under the Analytics tab, we have three dashboards. First is the session count dashboard. You can track how many sessions you have hosted over a period of time here. Next is the session duration dashboard. The session duration dashboard lets you know how long your sessions have been going over a period of time. You can customize the time range over here, and you can also filter by organizers or teachers in your department. Next, we have the session history, which gives a comprehensive report of all the sessions that has happened in your department. Let's say I want to analyze one particular webinar. I can click on that particular webinar over here, or go to the webinars, past webinars, and find my webinar and click View Analytics. Here we have the registrant report, who signed up, how many, from where. This data helps you understand your audience demographics and plan future content. The attendee report shows who actually showed up. You can spot trends where certain topics are drawing lower attendance and certain topics are drawing higher attendance. You also have the poll. You also have the Q&A report, a comprehensive report of all the questions that was asked during the webinar. This is particularly useful to understand what your students are actually facing doubts in what subjects. We also have the performance report and the chat report. Performance reports is an overall health check of your webinar, combining engagement, attendance, and the interaction data. The chat report is nothing but a transcript of the chat that occurred during the session. Review it to catch questions that you may have missed during the session. You can download all these reports as a CSV file or an XLS file, or download the chat transcript as a text file. It is that simple to analyze your data. Analyzing your session data gives you a lot of control over the content and makes important decisions on how your future sessions will be. Now let's get practical. Where exactly does Zoho webinar fit in the education world? Honestly, just about everywhere. Let me walk you through the diverse scenarios where a webinar platform actually shines. Sorry. Here are a few real-world scenarios where Zoho webinar is already making a difference. You can run your daily, weekly, or monthly classes entirely online. Students from across the cities and across the globe can attend the same lecture simultaneously. You can host interactive workshops with screen sharing and annotators. Even science experiments can be demonstrated virtually with video. You can upskill your own teaching staff with professional development webinars without pulling them out of the classrooms. You can invite guest speakers, industry experts from anywhere in the world to speak to your students. A startup founder, let's say in Silicon Valley, can address students in Hyderabad in real time without any delay. You can also let students present their projects live to a virtual audience. This will help in public speaking confidence for a digital first world. You can also run targeted revision sessions before exams. You can use polls. You can also use polls to quiz students and identify weak areas. For higher education and corporate training institutions, deliver accredited sessions with attendance tracking. You can also easily host parent-teacher meetings, orientation sessions, or school updates, or address common topics via webinar. Not every parent would be available to attend in person. So online sessions dramatically increases parental participation. Let's have a look at our customer stories. I could keep talking about the features and capabilities all day, but nothing speaks louder than the voices of people who have actually use Zoho Webinar as an educational platform? First, let's hear from two of them. Our first story comes from Mr. Gautam from Adro IT Technologies. He shared that before Zoho webinar, their training involved costly, logistically complex offline sessions. The platform transformed how they train and collaborate, and the onboarding experience made adoption incredibly smooth. We also have Dr. Gopal Krishnaraju, who's a great CA from ICAI, one of the largest professional accounting bodies in the world. He describes Zoho Webinar completely transformed their online training program. The platform's user-friendly design and global reach allowed them to deliver a seamless learning experience to participants worldwide. These aren't isolated success stories. They represent thousands of educators and institutions who have made the digital leap and haven't looked back. When technology is intuitive, adoption is fast. When it's powerful, results follow. This is one of my favorite stories, Space Kids India. Space Kids India is an organization that inspires children to dream big, literally about space. They use Zoho Webinar to run virtual science camps, bringing together budding young scientists from across India and beyond. Imagine a 10-year-old in rural Tamil Nadu learning about rocket science from scientists and engineers across the globe, all made possible through Zoho Webinar. That's the power of accessible digital learning. Space Kids didn't just use the platform to teach, they used it to inspire a generation. Let's hear about it straight from the Space Kids India CEO.
There, at the corner of a Caribbean island, to be connected to a child sitting there at the corner of the Indian Ocean. Waters connect. What is next that connects is people. So we want strong people to speak to them and get them inspired. But you need a platform. Zoho webinar platform was brilliant. We had a fabulous session with astronaut Ron Rosano, who's a Virgin Galactic astronaut. He felt very easy to get into the platform and interact with so many children.
It's not just we're hosting webinars, it's also about us inspiring them to take up STEM as a career, to empower themselves and also to learn more.
The world is going AI, ML, so many things, technology, but yet, if you take a woman's life, there is hardship still. There are challenges. I want to break that in my little own way. And knowledge is not only for the top schools. You can find it everywhere. And every child needs to get that opportunity. That's the vision of Space Kids India, to give space education, make it as accessible, not only in textbooks, but to give that real life experience and exposure to the last child of the country. We have done a lot of webinars before, bringing in high-profile people and all that, but it was all around 200 people, 100 to 200 people.
In a typical setup where you try to organize a webinar, they need to register for it, manage those people, make them ask questions and everything.
We use like a platform called Zoom and everything. So we started exploring the different meeting platforms. That's where we find out about Zoho webinars. While we started sending the invites, student can just click the link, easily join the platform without downloading any specific applications. We all like almost 600 people started joining in the first lecture itself.
All the people who joined were in direct contact with the speaker, and they had the personal feeling of talking to them directly. They had the option to put their questions in the chat box, answer the polls.
And then there is also projecting the question of the student or audience that has into the platform. That is more interesting one, because the audience also see the questions. We stream it across different social feed platform. So we choose YouTube, where the audience can seamlessly interact and watch and learn.
All the streaming services on YouTube were of very high quality. People really don't need that much of a bandwidth to attend Zoho webinar,
because we are working with Senegal, Saint Lucia, so which are very, very tiny countries, and for them, internet is a luxury. So for such people also, if we are able to take this, Zoho webinar plays a great role for us. This is a very, very protected platform, especially for the girl child. We feel security is important. And these days, with so much of cybercrime happening, I think they're very, very comfortable and strong because of the support system that you provide us. Zoho webinar, இன்னும் மேலும் மேலும் இன்னும் உலக புகழ் பெற்று நிறைய பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு இது ஒரு உறுதுணையா இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு மனசார நான் வேண்டிக்கிறேன். Thank you.
As you saw, Space Kids India used it too, not just as a platform to teach, but they used it to inspire a whole generation. That's what education technology is really for. Not just for convenience, but a transformation of education. So, what are you waiting for? Empower your educators today. The question isn't whether digital education is the future, it is the present. The question is, are you equipped for it? Zoho Webinar gives you everything you need to join this transformation. A platform that is accessible, interactive, scalable, and built for educators. If you are ready to scale your impact, reach more students, improve engagement, and make data-driven decisions, we invite you to take the next step. You can request a personalized demo today. See firsthand how Zoho Webinar fits your specific institution, your specific teaching style, and your students' needs. Our team is ready to walk you through every feature, answer every question, and help you get started. Just request a personalized demo at sales@zohocorp.com, and we'll let you know how Zoho Webinar fits your institution. Before you go, I have one small request. We'd love to hear your feedback on the session. You'll see a quick survey on your screen. Please rate us on a scale of 1 to 5. Your valuable feedback helps us make every future webinar better, more relevant, and more valuable to you. You can also spread the word, use the hashtag Zoho Webinar. We are present on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Visit our profiles and engage with us. We'll be happy to respond. All right, we've covered a lot today, and I hope you're leaving with both inspiration and practical knowledge. If you have a question about a specific feature, wondering if Zoho Webinar is comfortable with your existing LMS, curious about pricing, plans, or data security, please use the Q&A tab to ask your question, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you for attending this session and spending your valuable time with us. Your presence here shows that you care about the quality of education you deliver, and that commitment is what drives progress in our world. Don't wait for the perfect moment to transform your teaching. Start today. One webinar, one class, one student whose world you can change. That's where it begins. Thank you once again. Stay curious, keep teaching, and we'll see you in the next session. Have a great day.